So I'm very happy to be here with Edgar Kolesnik, partner at Abris. Edgar, thank you for your time today. And I think the first question has to do with the CE region, because this is a region where you are a champion. And in your view, what makes this emerging Europe, as we're calling it now, what makes it an attractive investment location destination today beyond a macroeconomic narrative, Because, we know that Poland is one of the highest growing economies in Europe and et cetera,
I guess Central Europe, as we define it, it's a combination of EU 11 countries, and they have three unique features. Firstly, it's structural growth. Second, I guess it's limited competition. Mm-hmm. And thirdly, it's great talent and access to significant as well labor force. And in terms of the first structural growth, I would highlight that Central Europe today constitutes 25% of European Union population, whereas GDP-wise, it's just contributing 10%. It exactly explains why over the last 20 years, Poland doubled its economic size. Romania, Lithuania did close to 85% growth, and it's much higher growth than you can see in Western European countries. Secondly, in terms of this limited competition, I would say that we have a rich supply of small and medium-sized enterprises, interesting transformation cases, which sometimes require succession, international expansion, digitization, or ESG enhancements to go and become European leading businesses. Whereas, in terms of access to capital, Central Europe, it's one of the least invested regions within Europe, and that's exactly what creates interesting opportunities. But once we have capital, we can expect to deploy that capital much better. And third but not least item, I would say the talent. So there is experienced talent pool, C-level executives. GPs are currently much more mature, up being in the market for several generations. You have experienced talent with science, technology, engineering, math, skill set and experiences to get the companies to the next level. And still, in case of the access to labor force, compared to many developed Western European economies, Central Europe is still at sometimes half of what you can expect to pay for talent in many industries.
Wonderful. When it comes to Abris, what is Abris' investment strategy?
We focus on champions in specific markets in a high growth niches, and we may try to build out of them a kind of regional champions. And we invest in companies in need of transformation. Transformation can mean international expansion, buy and build, succession, or professionalization, or ESG transformation. And we take the companies with a view that we want to see potential buyers universe in the next 5 years who might buy that business. And we work on this end product in terms of what type of exit profile this company needs to have. So we call it sell before you buy approach. And nice example might be Alsendo, a company which was a leader in Polish market in terms of shipping services. And today, 4 years later, it's almost 4 times larger sales-wise as a result of organic growth, but as well as a result of an extensive and ambitious buy and build strategy. We did 11 acquisitions across Central Europe, across Czechia, Slovakia, Romania, the Baltic region. We did 5 cross-border acquisitions, and today this company, it's number 1 player in shipping and delivery management space within Central Europe. And it's exactly the type of businesses which we like to invest in, which require strengthening, which require some enhancement in terms of product offering, which requires some international expansion, and quite often succession.
So, and how do you find these deals? How do you build your pipeline and make sure that you find the best opportunities?
Annual basis, we have roughly 120, 150 deal log entries, and 3/4 of those are within the 4 key verticals which we look at. It's technology, healthcare, specialized manufacturing, which constitutes both industrial goods and consumer goods. We see abundance of interesting cases which are available in the industries which we look for. And our goal is to find the companies with unique features in terms of market leadership position, capable leadership to take the company to the next level, and appealing as well case for future buyers, be it strategic buyers or financial sponsors. So we need to see definitely in the company which we look at whether there is an evident kind of case for exiting that business in a few years' time.
And have you seen the exit market for you as, because you said you had this very strategic approach of like sell before you buy before you sell before you buy, right?
Sell before you buy,
Very well.
yes.
So, and in general, we have seen in Europe and worldwide, now we have a lack of exits and we need to bring dynamism to the industry. But what's your experience?
Yes. Despite this macro and geopolitical headwinds over the last year, we've sold 5 businesses worth above 1 billion euro. And it was very rewarding year in terms of testing our strategy. So we sold the businesses in healthcare space, in specialized manufacturing, to both strategic buyers and financial sponsors. And we see this as a proof of concept that if you focus on exit readiness, if you define clearly as well what type of exit product should we aim to achieve, you can monetize and execute liquidity events even in these turbulent times. So definitely it's much easier market for top tier assets. Mm-hmm. For tier 2 assets, it's much more difficult, but I guess it requires much more work in terms of value creation, exit readiness to make those companies easy to absorb and digest for future investors.
And why do you think, or what do you think we can do to, because you said one of the reasons why, emerging Europe is still overlooked. There's a space for investors to actually see the potential of the region, right? And what does it need to be done in order to make the region more appealing? Not appealing, because I think the region is appealing, but maybe communicate more its benefits.
It requires probably showing this opportunity to more and more investors and speaking about this kind of key features of the region, which I've discussed. It's that this region, Central Europe, what we have defined as Central Europe is EU 11 countries. It's a set of countries which are NATO and EU members. Mm-hmm. They have this huge population of 100 million. This is a region which grows twice the Western European rate. It supplies abundance of small and medium-sized enterprises for private equity to act. But there is this lack of capital which would allow to invest into interesting assets and to take them to the next level and to grow. So it's, I guess, interesting opportunities for investors, but probably we need to underline the key features so that this region is better understood by investors. In terms of a clear messages why this region was growing in the past explain and why this region might continue such a growth in future. And I guess this message, once is being understood by investors who are looking for interesting bets in terms of today diversification of the capital, that you can expect here to have superior returns in future.
And how would you describe the level of maturity of the region in terms of ESG reporting and sustainability investing, for example, compared to the rest of Europe?
I guess the Central European region did a great job in terms of as well upgrading businesses, portfolio companies, private equity kind of investments with new requirements of ESG sustainability being significant part of European Union ecosystem. Ourselves, we treat ESG very seriously, so we embed ESG practices at due diligence during value creation, and it's as well a significant element for us during exit. On annual basis, we monitor 600 indicators for our ESG scoring tool, and many of those measures, they are not just de-risk the investment, but they as well help us to upgrade the investment in terms of kind of value creation and de-risk the investment for future buyers.